Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
Hannah, would you like to tell the audience what my name is today?
I don't think this needs to be said. I feel like this is bullying.
Frankie is a poopy head. Frankie is a poopy head.
I feel like I'm being bullied by 5-year-olds.
It's the best I can do.
It's not. You've done way better.
You're right. I have.
This is some fucking minor league shit from you.
Thank you. You know what? I should believe in myself more.
You should.
No, Frankie, you didn't answer a phone call from me last night.
I was asleep. You called me at 10 o'clock at night. I was asleep.
It's a long weekend.
On Labor Day? It wasn't
I'm-
Labor Day. Today
I'm
Labor Day.
up late, or I'm not up late all the time. I wake up early every day because my body's just used to it and I can't get back to sleep. So I go to bed relatively early. I know, I'm an old person. I behave like an old man.
A little bit.
But you know what? I'm fine with that.
Frankie, I called you while I was intoxicated.
Yeah, you called me while you were high.
Let the record show that's normally the only time she calls anyone.
That's untrue. Let the record not show that.
That's very untrue.
I will
I
text
call
her
Frankie all the time.
I will. You do it to annoy me.
Yeah, I do.
Because I will text Amanda a question that is just a simple yes or no answer, and she will call me 2 hours later to give me the answer.
I typically get drunk and high Amanda because that's when she realizes she misses me.
I get Amanda who wants to annoy me by making me answer a phone call that will literally maybe be a minute and then hanging up. Or it's actually important shit, like the last phone call before yesterday.
Well, I don't remember most of these phone calls. Well, that's not true. I remember the phone calls that I make throughout the week, specifically for you, Franklin.
Oh, okay. I feel honored by that.
I just don't remember the ones where I'm high and or drunk.
So
maybe we shouldn't put in that I'm high.
Well, you're not high now.
That's fair.
And why not? What are they gonna do?
You get a point. Anyway, what was I gonna? What did I say, Frankie? I was told by the Peanut Gallery that we should address this on air.
All you did yesterday, you called me and you went, "I'm high right now," which I could tell right away.
How can you tell?
You were either high or drunk. It's the way you were speaking and laughing constantly.
Do I laugh when I'm high and drunk?
Yes.
Yes.
There's no off button.
And then you said, "Guess what? I learned one of my mom's old nicknames, and I want you to write this down because I'm gonna forget this conversation."
Did I actually say that?
You did. Well, you told me you wanted me to remember it, but I wasn't gonna remember it unless I wrote it down. So the nickname you told me was Moan Squeakin'.
What? Moan Squeak.
Moan Squeak. Yes. Okay.
That's awesome.
You said Moan Squeakin', but it's Moan Squeak then because of Monique.
Monique Moan Squeak. I get it. I probably said Squeakin'.
You said it was because she had a squeaky voice. Is how you explained it to me.
That's awesome. That's so good. She told me because me and my mom bonded over really shitty nicknames. Mine was "You're a Man," duh. Back in like elementary and middle school, she told me one of hers was "Moan Geek."
Is that really a nickname? It just feels like more bullying. It feels more like taunting.
Nicknames are short.
Yeah.
These are not short.
Maybe they're not nicknames. Maybe they're just ways to bully people.
I think they're just bullying, yeah.
Yeah, well, oh well. It's fine. I got your Amanda, and then my uncles, since one of my middle names is Nicole, they would say that I was a man in a hole. That was my uncles.
That one doesn't even really make sense.
Amanda Nicole.
Yeah, I get the rhyming scheme, but like just because it rhymes doesn't mean it makes sense or is good.
They think they're funny. Did I ever tell you about the Godfather prank?
Did someone put a dead horse in your bed? It's not a prank. That's a sign that you're going to be killed by the mafia.
It was pretty funny. So, well,
she didn't deny that.
It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny when it happened. I was 5. ish.
You had a mob hit on you when you were
Would-
5
Would you
slash
just listen
6?
to my fucking story? So we were at the lake house because my family has a lake house, and I went out of my room, which when you go out of one of my rooms in my room at the lake house, you would immediately go into the kitchen slash like family area. It was kind of like an open room layout. So I walked out and like all of my aunts and uncles were sitting around watching The Godfather, and I saw the horse head scene, and obviously I got frightened. So my mom picked me up and had to like, coddle me and stuff. My uncles the very next day, they thought it was funny. And I think my dad was in on this too, but don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. My uncles got a stuffed horse, cut the stuffed horse's head off, put some red Sharpie on some of the stuffing at the bottom of the horse's head, and put it in my bed for me to find that night.
I was right.
Amanda, that
I
sounds traumatic. Do you want to talk about it? Should we make
I
this an emergency therapy session?
it probably was traumatic at some point, but I want to say nowadays, like, I think I would have laughed. Like, look, if adult me was looking back on little me, I think I would have laughed. I immediately bypassed my mother and went nuclear. Went to my grandmother, who then proceeded to make my uncles sleep outside for tormenting me.
Good grandma.
I'd also
That
like to,
That's
yeah,
the correct answer.
yeah, Janice was awesome. I also would like to point out my uncles were like out of college, maybe a little bit older than college age, so stupid still. I don't think they would do that to any of the other grandkids. I came around before any other grandkids, so not that it was okay, but it is quite funny, and I think about that from time to time, and I'm like, you know what? If I was just a little bit older, I think I would have thought that was funny. Like if I was 10, I would have thought that was hilarious.
So
Do
you
we
had a mob
understand?
hit put out for you.
Yeah. Do
I
we
got it.
understand? It's fine. I think my family is the mob sometimes.
Yeah, you've explained this on the show.
Yeah, especially one of my aunts. She has connections. Feel like she can make things disappear. Every time she gets mad, I always feel like her like a hood goes up and she turns into like Emperor Palpatine with like lightning flashing behind her, and she's always like, "Do it."
He doesn't have lightning flashing behind him.
Yeah, but the lightning's just an added touch,
He
frankly.
has lightning powers.
Whatever.
He has force lightning.
Yeah, force lightning. Sure. I
Before
don't know.
we before we really start the episode here, I have something I'd like to complain about.
Oh no.
This doesn't happen with my personal email, so I don't know why it's happening now on our podcast email. We don't have any emails, but earlier in the week I got excited because it said we had 3 emails.
Were they like promotions?
They were just fucking ads. They're not even promotions because we're not signed up on anything. They were literally just advertisements. You can't delete. I have 2 of them right now. You can't delete. You know how when you have emails in Gmail, you can like
Oh,
hit the
yeah, you go
box
into
and check them.
Yeah.
These are
you go
literally
into the
just
promotion tab and they're like, "Hey,
sponsored
Victoria's
emails.
Secret has a sale going on." Yeah.
They're just sponsored. They're not actually real emails, but they're in the promotions and the social. I'm
You know,
angered by this.
I'm
You
Get
sorry
get
that
away
you,
from me.
notification for them?
but I don't like that you said we don't have any emails, because there's going to be one dickhead somewhere down the line that's going to sign us up for like a porn website, and then we're going to get a bunch of those updates and emails and stuff because somebody signed
But
up
I'll
earlier.
just block that. That's fine. You can't
Those
block
are
the
easy to
ads.
unsubscribe from.
Yeah, I can't block the ads. I don't need ads in my email that I didn't sign up to get. I get enough of those. I don't need sponsored emails.
Why are you getting notifications for them?
I don't know.
Because I get those in my normal account, but like I know that they're ads.
I have it set up
They
to
are
get a
different.
notification and it pops up as like a notification.
That's so weird.
I don't know why I'm getting notifications either, but I am.
What weirdo are we talking about today?
We're talking about Tycho Brahe. I don't know if
He
that's
invents
pronounced.
spam emails.
Oh, it's Tycho Brahe. No, he didn't invent spam emails, although it would have been cool if he did.
Was he alive when email was around?
No. So imagine how cool that would have been.
Would have been real cool. Sorry, I'm eating pasta.
What the fuck? All right.
Gonna get an ASMR noodle slurp in a
No, we
minute.
don't want that. We don't
No,
need this.
it's penne. It's penne.
Oh,
It's not going to be slurping.
okay.
Okay. Well, we're learning about Tycho Brahe, who is a Danish astronomer.
Oh, real quick, just some quick little ASMR from my cup. What are you guys drinking today?
I just have water, but it is almost apple cider season.
I
I,
have some pineapple juice.
I have some Baja Blast. Let's get into this Tycho Brahe. Tycho, like, almost sounds like
Bra.
Pico, and now I want some Pico de Gallo.
Okay. Well, Tycho Brahe was born Tig Odison Brahe in
What?
Denmark.
Tide.
Tig. Tyge.
I thought you were saying Tide like the laundry detergent.
No. Tig Odison Brahe in Denmark in 1546 at the family home of Otbra, the county sheriff of Helsingborg Castle, and his wife Beat Bill, a lady in waiting to Queen Sophie of Denmark. He was born in, it's called Knutstorp, a part of Scania, then a province of Denmark, located in modern day southwestern Sweden.
Are you pronouncing all of this right?
Absolutely not, but I say it with confidence. He had a twin brother who died shortly after birth before baptism named Niels. But he also had four other brothers, Jorgen, Axel, Kund, and Steen, and five sisters,
Did you
Lisbeth.
say you? It's Jurgen, not Jorgen.
I don't care.
Jurgen.
All right, Jorgen.
Jurgen.
It's an O. It's an O.
Yeah, Jurgen.
Jorgen. Still didn't say it right. And five sisters, Lisbeth, Marin, Margaret, Kirsten, and Sophie. He would Latinize his name from Tycho Brahe to Tycho Brahe when he was 15 years old.
I think he made the wrong choice there.
To change it from Teague to Tico?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Tico.
It reminds me of Pico, and I want some Pico.
Okay, well,
Tico sounds like a dog's name.
It's also what you put on salsa.
no, that's Pico, not Tico.
I
You're
just said
confusing it. I know, but Hannah was saying it's what you call a dog, referring to Tico, I assume, not Pico.
Yeah. Tico sounds like a dog's name.
Huh.
A little yappy white dog.
At 2 years old, Tico was kidnapped.
I'm
Did
sorry.
his family have money?
Oh yeah, they're very rich, very rich.
Okay.
Oh, is
Very
this going to be like the Lindbergh baby, except he lives?
Incorrect, because we know who kidnapped him. He was kidnapped by his uncle Jorgen and aunt Inger.
For money? Or like they wanted a kid?
Yeah,
Maybe an older nephew?
the second one.
The second
Hey,
one? Oh,
Frankie,
okay.
oh, they just wanted a kid. So this uncle wasn't like diddling him or anything like that?
No. So the theory that some historians have is that Tico's father, Ott, made a deal with Jorgen and Inger that should he have a son, he would give it to the childless couple who wanted a child. When Tico was born, Ott changed his mind, so his brother took matters into his own hands, waited until Ott had another son, and then kidnapped Tico.
Listen, he has 9 other siblings. I think this is fine.
Yeah, you're not
I
going to
don't condone it, but if he is
I
one of
condone it.
10, I think the parents will be fine. They'll be like, thank goodness. That's one less to worry about.
My grandmother had 6 kids, and she would send half of them to go live with her mother for the summer just to get the fucking kids away from her.
Well, Tico's parents didn't seem to care that much. They never tried to get him back and didn't complain too much about it. But this might be because Tico stood to inherit a very large estate from his uncle, who is also super wealthy. We're going to learn just how wealthy later on when he dies.
Question. So he's not the oldest son, I'm
He is.
assuming.
He is, I think. Because
he is-
they waited until he had another son before kidnapping.
Okay. Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter because it's like the two oldest sons, like they each get a wealthy estate. So I guess it doesn't matter.
Yes.
It works
Yes.
out for them in the end.
Yes.
Okay.
So they just took him because they were promised the son, and the parents were like, "All right, yeah, have our kid." From an early age, Jorgen trained Tycho to become a lawyer, forcing him to start.
Hey, Frankie.
Well,
What do you think about that?
Tycho got out. He escaped.
Your
He's an astronomer.
dream.
He's
Your dream.
the first man to achieve the dream, and he did it before he even finished law school. He started learning Latin at the age of 7. At 13, Tycho was sent to the University of Copenhagen to continue his education, and it was here that he would broaden his interest to include several different subjects until his imagination was captivated by a solar eclipse, and astronomy became his new passion.
So he didn't believe God was angry.
He wasn't really amazed by the eclipse per se, more that he was impressed that it had been predicted with such precision.
Okay.
He had bought
Okay, so
star charts.
he understands there's some form of science behind it.
Yes,
Okay.
he had listened to
I'd
some
love to see
lectures
what
and
this.
saw star charts that had predicted the date of the eclipse, and he was like, "Damn, they got that on the money."
If he's,
Okay.
I wonder if he'd be impressed by like weather forecasters whenever they get something right nowadays.
It struck Tycho as something divine that men should know the motions of the stars so accurately that they were
Nobody
able
laughed
a
at that.
long
That was
time
hilarious.
beforehand to predict their places and relative positions. What was that?
Yeah,
You interrupted the quote. What was that?
you guys suck. You didn't laugh at my joke.
I said he probably would be impressed, and then you interrupted a beautiful quote from Tycho.
I'm
Disrespectful to Tycho.
I'm sorry. Do it again.
It struck Tycho as something divine that men should know the motions of the stars so accurately that they were able a long time beforehand to predict their places and relative positions. There we go. That's the quote from Tycho that you had to yell about.
I didn't hear your response.
You should listen.
I did listen.
Gotta, well, not hard enough. Open the ears. He was
I
so
will.
amazed by this, he went out and bought a bunch of astronomy equipment, star charts, and astronomical prediction tables because he was super rich and he could just buy whatever he wanted. He continued his astronomy obsession at Copenhagen until 1562, when Jorgen transferred him to another university in Leipzig, Germany, in an attempt to get him back on track to becoming a lawyer. He even sent a tutor to keep Tycho focused. At first, Tycho would hide his interest in astronomy from his tutor, like a secret drug habit.
Is that in your notes?
I did write that. That's my note. That's my personal observation.
Until the teacher was just like, "This star shit is pretty cool."
Well, it was until August 17, 1563, when Tycho made a discovery that he couldn't keep to himself. He observed Jupiter and Saturn passing unnaturally close to each other in the night sky, also called a conjunction. But
What's your function?
Jesus Christ.
That is the best thing you've ever said.
When he looked at his star charts, he discovered that they predicted that this conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn wouldn't happen for years.
Well, someone fucked up.
They did.
Yeah,
And Brahe,
right.
Tycho wasn't going to fucking take this. He was
What was he gonna do?
he was confident he could do it better. So
You made it seem like like you said he's not gonna take this. So
he's not.
I
He's going
thought
to
he
do
was
his
gonna
own.
go to the man or
Well,
something.
he he's going to do his own work. He dedicated the rest of his life, most of it, to watching the stars and developing better astronomy equipment. And he would go on to make the most accurate naked eye observations of the sky that had ever been made. The telescope wasn't invented until 1608 after he passed away. So
I don't imagine this man was getting a lot of pussy.
this
I
man,
also imagine he was nocturnal.
incorrect. This man, a fucking party animal.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, we're gonna learn about it. This man
Did
was
he
a
go hang out with the crystal girlies?
He was an astrologer as well. In 1565, Tycho would return home to Denmark to mourn the passing of his uncle, who had died in the line of duty to the crown. Apparently, the king had fallen off his horse while crossing a bridge and plummeted into the moat below. Jorgen dove in and saved the king, but later contracted pneumonia and died.
Oh, R.I.P.
I was hoping you were gonna say he dove in wearing armor.
And drowned. He fucking
drowned.
sunk.
Yeah.
Tycho got all of his uncle's inheritance, which ended up being somewhere around 1% of all the wealth in Denmark.
So
Yes.
this is
I know,
Elon
baby.
Musk, but in the Tudor era.
Yeah, but also, actually good at something.
Yeah.
Not a fucking idiot. Most of his family, though, was still pretty pissed at him for not becoming a lawyer, so they ran him out of town.
As you do.
You should run lawyers out of town, though, to be fair. We should be the ones run out of town. Tycho should have been celebrated.
Frankie, do you want us to come run you out of town?
That'd be fine, yeah.
I,
So Tycho,
I worry about you sometimes, Frankie.
it's fine. I do actually like my job. It's just a joke I have with people.
I don't know about that.
I do legitimately enjoy my current job. Tycho would return to Germany and would soon start keeping company with some of the other rich amateur astronomers in Augsburg. He persuaded them that what was needed was accurate observation, and this meant building rather large quadrants to get lines of sight on the stars. They set up a large wooden quadrant, part of a circle, with a 19-foot radius that took 20 men to build. But it was so detailed that it was graduated in 60ths of a degree.
I'm confusions.
It was a way for them to. It was a giant device for them to observe the stars and where they were located. With
You said the word. You said the
accuracy.
word degrees, and it didn't have anything to do with the weather.
No, like angles.
Yeah, I know. So I just completely blanked out. That's what happens when math of any kind is introduced.
When Tycho turned 20,
He's not even 20.
No, not yet. He's now 20 in Germany. He got into a little tiff with another Danish nobleman named Manderup Parsberg.
That's a dumb name.
They got into a fight over a math formula.
What?
And just like all math fights do, it escalated into a sword fight.
Did someone die?
No one died.
Damn it.
That's surprising.
They dueled each other in the middle of the night when it was super dark outside.
And nobody could see shit.
And somehow no one died.
But, Tycho did not emerge unharmed.
His butt a scratch.
Just a flesh wound.
The majority of his nose was cut off.
Holy
nose?
His nose.
I've heard about this.
But because he was rich, he just went out, bought himself a prosthetic nose that for centuries we believed was made out of silver and gold. He told people it was made of silver and gold. It wasn't. Whether he actually knew that or was conned, unknown. But recent revelations have revealed it was probably just brass. But he was actually very proud of this nose, and he would carry it around in a box.
The nose, wait, his prosthetic nose?
Yeah.
Or his real nose?
His prosthetic nose. He would carry around the prosthetic nose in a box, and they had a adhesive also in the box, and he would apply it to where his nose should be, and then pop on the prosthetic.
I'm just picturing, Black Mass from the Batman comic books. Picturing him, but with, a flesh-colored face and not a mask on.
Yeah, just the nose.
Just the nose gone, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's fucking gold. It looks like it's gold. Imagine that dude walking down the street. You got a fucking gold schnoz.
I would fucking walk the other direction.
On November 11th, 1572, Tycho, observing the night sky, as he always did, saw something he had never seen before. A bright light appeared in the constellation Cassiopeia, where
He
Alien.
saw a UFO.
where
Yeah.
no, where no star had previously existed. Tycho observed it and believed he saw a new star. It was actually a supernova where existing stars explode, increase enormously in brightness, and prior to the explosion, they're probably too faint to be seen with the naked eye. But before the days of the telescope and the knowing of the existence of stars exploding, it would appear that a new star had just shown up. He would observe that star for the next several nights and discover the location of the object never changed, proving that the object was far beyond the realm of the planets, which was a big deal in the 16th century.
Huge.
It was because most of the intellectual community at the time believed Aristotle's doctrine that the stars were in a fixed and unchanging sky that had existed since creation.
What did Aristotle know? Nothing.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Fucking
He
fucking
goes up
goober.
he goes up here fucking showing him up with his eye. He's just looking at the sky.
It's because Aristotle didn't have a nose.
He
That
had
was
too much nose.
Tiny. Yeah.
He had too much nose, real nose.
He had too much nose.
Too much flesh nose. He had to have a gold nose.
Yeah, he needed to be like Tycho. Do you think this is where the story of Rudolph stems from?
I don't think this is where the story of Rudolph stems
Because
from.
he had a shiny nose.
Yeah, but Rudolph was created as an advertisement for a store. So
Why are you gonna ruin all of my fun? You just say, yes, Amanda, you could be correct.
but you're not. Like, I know you're not, so I'm not gonna say that. If I don't know you're correct, then I will say that. How about that? Pico hesitated before publishing this finding. He did eventually, because we know he discovered it, but he thought book writing was beneath him and undignified for a nobleman.
How do you feel about
Didn't
that?
know how to write, did he?
He did know how to write. He went to law school.
You got
We are
right.
in the 1600 late 1500s.
Yes.
That means nothing. Them knowing, being taught to write is a 50-50 at this point.
He did know how to write because he wrote
Okay.
down all his observations. That's how we know about all of this.
Did he write them or did he dictate them?
He did write most of them. Similarly, when he was asked to give a course on astronomy by some of other younger nobles, he refused and only changed his mind when the king eventually told him to do it. He did listen to authority.
I would hope so. What was he gonna be like? Fuck no, king, and just like glide off on a skate. He sounds like a skateboard punk. Like glide off on a skateboard, flipping the bird.
His excuse is, my uncle rescued you. No.
Yeah. What are you going to do about it, huh? My uncle could have let you die, bitch. In 1577, he made another discovery. He observed a comet in the sky and was able to prove that its orbit existed beyond that of the moon. Once again,
Just real quick, could you guys just imagine like discovering something that humankind had never heard of before?
I know, that's amazing, right?
Yeah, this man was doing it all the fucking time. It
He
sounds
did it
like.
twice, yeah. He observed the comet in the sky and he, like I said, observed that it existed beyond that of the moon, which meant that comets were not burning masses of gas trapped in Earth's atmosphere, which is what people believed, because everything outside of the atmosphere in the heavens was a part of creation for all time. So obviously, comets, which are constantly moving and appearing and disappearing and reappearing, can't be part of that. So once again, he proved Aristotle wrong.
This is why, you know what? I bet you he's like, this is why we shouldn't listen to men in dresses.
He said, if a man's wearing a toga, fucking stupid.
Fucking stupid.
Don't listen to that guy. Fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
Now we know that men who wear dresses are actually the smartest of our kind.
We've changed. We've evolved.
We have evolved.
We went back to Aristotle.
We went back and we said, you know what? Yeah, maybe the men in dresses aren't the smartest, but by God, do they have the biggest hearts? And that's what we need.
Tycho's probably best accomplishment, I guess, not most impressive, to us, probably not the most impressive accomplishment, But to a lot of historians and scientists, his greatest contribution and most impressive accomplishment is he basically invented the concept of data. What scientists would do then was they would observe something and go, well, I made a discovery. Check. Tycho would constantly observe something and repeat his observations or experiments in order to verify it and make sure that it was correct.
So it's this motherfucker's fault that I had to take statistics.
Yeah, he was one of the first scientists to use statistical information.
Yeah. All right. Fuck this guy.
His vast body, though, of data that he collected helped him and served the astronomers who followed him. Tycho, all these observations he's making, he's going on an epic party boy lifestyle, which I'll describe later on when he gets his own. Well, he's gonna get his own thing now, but he's got this epic party boy lifestyle he's doing. He's making a name for himself throughout Europe, and he's gonna leave Denmark and Germany, leave that area, and he's gonna move to Switzerland.
Yeah, because of the chocolate.
Exactly. Yeah. But King Frederick II of Denmark is like, we can't lose Tycho. Like, he's bringing fame and accolades to our area of the world. So he's like, look, Tycho, here's what I need you to do. I need you to stay. And if you stay, I'm going to give you your own island.
Okay.
And your own castle on this island that you'll build and design.
And Tycho was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he said, fuck yeah, he got his own island, baby. So he built.
I feel like he's gonna make basically a frat boy castle.
Oh, he does.
Oh,
he
God.
does. He made what was called the Castle of the Heavens.
Oh my God.
And
Okay.
he made room for all of his favorite hobbies. There was an alchemist lab.
Dope. I like this guy again.
That's right.
Trying to make some gold.
Tycho worked in alchemy. No, not that kind of alchemy.
We're gonna. How about we try and bring our mom back? I'll sacrifice my arm and my leg, and you can sacrifice your entire body.
So Tycho, there are two branches of alchemy from the 16th century.
Please tell me you got that book. I know Hannah didn't, but please tell me you did.
Is that Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I've never watched the show, but I do know some things about it.
Where's Katie when I need her?
The two branches of alchemy, the one that Hannah referenced was transforming metals into other metals.
It doesn't work. Stop
it doesn't
crying.
work. Tycho was more interested in the other branch of alchemy.
Yeah, bringing your dead parents back to life.
No.
I think that's necromancy.
Distillation and purifications. He was trying to make new medicines and remedies.
Oh, boring.
It is the more boring kind.
What are
You had
about?
3 options, and you had to pick the most boring one.
We don't know much about his work in alchemy. A lot of that work has been lost to time. There are some accounts of those who did work in his lab, such as his sister Sophie. If there were any discoveries made, we don't really know about it.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. But alchemy, this is basically making potions, Hannah.
Yeah, he was making some potions.
I know what alchemy is.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's my ancestors. My witchy ancestors.
What else did he have in his castle? He had a paper mill and printing press so he could publish his star maps.
That's awesome. I love making paper.
I thought writing was beneath him, but he's going to publish his own work.
Well, star maps are different than writing books.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He had an observatory built right into the castle wall where he could be lifted up to a window, where he would be able to observe precisely the same patch of sky night after night, and a huge polished sphere where he would engrave all of the stars that he mapped out over a 25-year period.
Man, what happens if you make a mistake?
You gotta fucking get a new sphere.
I know.
No problem for him. He's stinking rich.
And what do you decorate a castle with?
Servants.
Well, decorations, not people.
Yeah, Frankie, this was back in.
I know. I understand.
Yeah, that was the joke. Because
I get it. Yeah.
servants were decorations.
No, you decorate it with paintings and murals of yourself.
Yeah.
So he covered the walls in paintings and murals of Tico of himself.
Did this fucker ever get married?
I
Did
don't
he
think
have
so.
a best friend who lived with him all his
No,
life?
He just
he
fucked.
he just fucked.
He's just fucking.
He he had he never formally married. He was in love with a woman, but never actually married her.
Why?
Because if
Was
he
she
did, he would have lost his noble privileges.
Oh, she wasn't a lady.
Yeah, she was a commoner.
Yeah.
Oh. You'd think with all of his contributions, he could just be like, "Hey, King, can you just do me a solid real quick? I'll
You
take
would
down.
think,
He
well,
didn't
here's the
save the
thing.
king.
They
I'll take
did
down one
have
of my paintings."
Danish law did have what they called morganatic marriage.
Is that basically common law?
No, it's unequal social rank marriage, which meant it is kind of like common law. A nobleman and a common woman could live together openly as husband and wife for 3 years, and then
Just three.
it would become a legally binding marriage. But they would each maintain their own separate social status, and any children they had would be considered commoners with no rights to titles or land.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Now, King Frederick did respect Tycho's choice of wife because he had been unable to marry the woman he loved because he was a royal family member. But a lot of Tycho's family members disagreed, and many members of the church held the lack of a divinely sanctioned marriage against him.
I feel bad for Why is this fucker a weirdo? Is this all because of the nose?
No, it's some of his personal life too, which we're getting into. And how he died is also very funny. He's not as freaky as some of the other people I've talked about,
Yeah,
but
I don't think
he's
you're topping.
interesting.
You're topping Terrar. Terrar.
No one's gonna top Terrare,
Terrar.
but so Tycho was notorious for drinking a ton. He fucking loved to drink. He loved to throw huge parties. He also had a little person named Jep that was his court jester.
No.
Yes,
No, he didn't.
he certainly did.
Oh man.
Not a lot is known about Jep, but Tycho believed he was a clairvoyant.
You know what? The worst things have happened to little people back in that era.
I hope Jep took as what he deserved in payment from Tycho.
Not really. He was forced to stay under the table during meals and was just like fed crumbs like a pet would be.
No,
Why didn't you
no.
tell me that?
Yeah.
You didn't have to say
I
that.
wanted Jep to steal a life's worth of money and just go on his merry way.
Yeah. So Jep, in evidence of his clairvoyant powers, Tycho one time sent two of his assistants to Copenhagen. And on the day on which they were supposed to be back, Jep suddenly said during the meal, "See how your people are laving themselves in the sea." On hearing this, Tycho, who feared that the assistants had been shipwrecked, sent a man to the top of the building to look out for them. The man came back and said that he had seen a boat bottom upwards on the shore and two men near it dripping wet. And when anyone had fallen ill in the castle, Jep would give his opinion as their chance of recovery or death. And he was always right.
Yeah, of course. When you see somebody just like spitting up blood, you're like, yeah, this fucker's dead. I feel like this man just had common sense.
Two more little fun facts about Jep. Jep has his own Facebook page
Good for him.
where his interests include telling the future, riding drunken elk,
Okay.
hiding Tycho's nose,
That's awesome.
and being dead.
Less
Yeah.
awesome.
Jep's dead. So, spoiler alert.
Oh my god, you mean he's not a couple hundred years old?
He's not an immortal? No.
Damn it.
He is also the star of the young adult novel Jep, Who Defied the Stars, a historical fiction young adult novel by Catherine Morrish.
And how's the rating on that, Frankie? Hannah,
I
you should do a book
I know,
review.
I'm like, do I need to do a review on this?
You should review Jep, Who Defied the Stars.
Oh, Lord, okay.
by Catherine Marsh.
I'm so scared.
I'm gonna laugh if there's smut in it.
It's got a 3.75 on Goodreads. Or
3.7.
3.7 out of 5, sorry.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad. That's pretty, I feel like that's normal. I'm scared. But
It's apparently a thrilling, romantic, and heartwarming and poignant story of a teenage Jep.
Oh, so I could be right, and there could be smut.
I don't think there's smut. I hope
it
there's not smut.
depends on the age rating.
Pico also had a pet. He did have a pet.
What was this pet?
It was an elk who
So
liked to
he
drink
would
beer.
go drunk and okay.
No, the elk lived in the castle.
Of course he did.
I got that. But he was riding it like a horse.
No, he didn't ride it like a horse. It just liked to drink beer. And he would show off his drunk elf all the time.
Elk are big.
Yeah, that is the problem with elk and the problem with having them in castles. Castles have
That's what's in my
stairs.
house.
Yeah, castles have stairs.
Oh no, the elk
And
died.
yeah, drunk elk
Oh no.
have difficulty navigating stairs. So, one time during a party where Tycho allowed another noble to borrow the drunk elk
Borrow.
tumbled down the stairs to his death.
I hope somebody got some insurance payment or something. Some payout.
Did he get a new elk?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't get a new elk.
I don't think he got a new elk because things are about to change in Denmark. So,
It's the Spanish Inquisition.
it is. Rumors at the time are that Queen Sophie, King Frederick's wife,
She's a witch.
was a big fan of Tycho. Big fan.
Dope.
She's
Quite-
a witch.
Quite a big fan. In the bedroom kind of fan.
Oh, so he was fucking.
There are rumors, unconfirmed rumors, but they were spread even at the time that he was sleeping with the queen. Even so far to go to the fact that he fathered Christian the Fourth, the next king.
Oh, have some DNA?
We don't have
It
DNA
out?
evidence of that. I think that is false, but that was the rumor around the time. And in 1588, King Frederick II dies,
Oh no.
and Christian the Fourth becomes king. Christian, not a big fan of Tycho.
Yeah. I wonder why. Even though it could be his daddy.
Could be his dad, but also, the rumor is that your mom's been sleeping with the guy. That's not going to help matters. Tycho
Yeah.
keeps ignoring all of Christian's letters.
He
And
left him on red.
he left him on red. And Christian had a personal vendetta against witchcraft, and Tycho was a practitioner of alchemy. So Christian cut all of Tycho's funding, and Tycho had to leave.
No more Frat Boy Island.
No, not a frat boy island, just another frat boy castle in Prague.
Oh, that's nice.
Emperor
love Prague.
Rudolph II brought him in as the imperial mathematician and to write his personal horoscopes.
I always love when it's like, you are my court astronomer, and also you're gonna make sure all the taxes are paid.
Yeah, he was brought in as the imperial mathematician, given another castle, and was there to make more accurate planetary positions so the emperor could have a more precise horoscope.
That's awesome. This guy. I like this guy. Oh man.
He also took on a new assistant by the name of Johannes Kepler.
Oh, I know him. I've heard of him.
Yeah, Johannes Kepler would eventually use Tycho's data after Tycho passed away to prove some of his theories about how planets didn't orbit in a complete circle, but they have an elliptical pattern and the other laws of planetary motion. They worked together, but they didn't see eye to eye. They had two totally different beliefs on how planetary bodies moved through space. Kepler believed in one of the newer systems that Copernicus had developed, the heliocentric solar system, the correct solar system, where planets orbit the sun.
Right.
Tycho was more of a conservative astronomer. Yes, he had made certain discoveries that kind of broke the idea that the heavens were static, but he still believed that the Earth was the center of the universe.
Of course he did.
So how is he going to square those two beliefs together? He created his own model of the universe. The sun and the moon orbited the Earth once a year, and then all of the other planets orbited the sun.
So Earth is in the center still,
Earth is in the center, yes.
and then the moon and sun circle us.
But then the other planets circle
The sun. Yes.
Okay.
So by his theory, the other planets should be hitting us.
Yeah.
No. They're like
Yeah.
wider orbits. Wider orbits.
You know, I
Okay.
feel like I flip-flop on this guy. Oh, I've just been flip-flopping the entire time.
On how you feel about him?
It's so difficult.
Well, I hope you figure out how you feel about him soon, because he's about to die.
That's awesome. All right.
How old is he? Like 21?
21. Well, he died at the age of 54.
Okay. The last time we had an age check, he was only 20, and I felt like he was going to be like 40.
No, he's 54 when he dies in October of 1601, October 24th to be precise. How did he die?
How did he die?
Well, the original theory on how he died, in 1901, his grave was opened to mark the 300th anniversary of his death.
Don't do that.
And
Yeah, don't do that.
scientists claimed to find mercury in his remains. They believed he had been poisoned. Some even going as far to accuse Johannes Kepler of poisoning him so he could get access to the data.
Not his son, who apparently seemed to hate his guts.
It wasn't really his son. It wasn't really his son. Although there was some speculation that King Christian IV did kill him or have him assassinated.
Do you think King Christian and Johann worked together?
Oh yeah. Problem being, he wasn't actually killed by mercury poisoning. His body was exhumed again in 2010. And
Just for funsies?
I don't know why it was done again in 2010. I think it was just to study his body again.
Please stop that.
And make confirmations. Tests on his bones and beard hairs showed that mercury concentrations in his body at time of death were not high enough to kill him. In fact, chemical analysis indicated that he was not exposed to an abnormally high mercury for the last 5 to 10 years of his life. So how did he actually die?
Well, this is the 1600s. He probably just dropped dead.
Well,
No,
we do know how he died. There was a story about how he died until 1901 when people started to believe he was poisoned. Tycho was at a royal banquet, and he is a big drinker, so he drank heavily. At this time, it was considered bad manners to leave the table before the host of the banquet had left the table.
Right.
Tycho had been drinking a lot. He really had to fucking pee.
It's awesome.
But he was a fucking polite gentleman, and he sat at that fucking table, and he held it in for way too long.
As he kept drinking more and more.
He kept drinking more and more. He held that fucking shit in. He held that pee in.
He spontaneously combusted.
His bladder ruptured, and he got a lethal bladder infection.
Just piss at the table, man.
He died because good manners said he couldn't leave the table.
I'm peeing. I hope nobody expects me to wait for them if I have to pee. I'm gonna pee. And if you won't let me get up to pee, I will pee on your furniture.
Tycho Brahe, who discovered a supernova, discovered that the current star charts were incorrect, discovered a new comet, broke the idea that the stars were static and constant and didn't change, died because he didn't pee in time. After he died, the amount of data that he had collected during his life proved to be very valuable intellectually and for his children financially.
He
The
had kids?
emperor, he did have kids. He had kids with his wife. The emperor offered to buy all of Tycho's instruments and data, but he was short on cash, so he made a down payment. And for the rest of the lives of Tycho's children, they were annually paid until the amount of the purchase was met. And so they kept making money. As the succeeding imperial mathematician Kepler would use the data purchased by the emperor to further his own career, and using these observations, he realized the planets moved around the sun in stretched out ellipses. It took him almost a decade to solve that problem, though, even with Tycho's work, and he didn't publish it until well after Tycho had passed away, not learning the full extent of what his work would eventually prove. But that is the end of the life for Tycho Brahe, or Tycho Brahe.
I feel like that was really tame in comparison to some of the other people you've told us about.
Listen, Terrare was a high point for freaks.
Yeah. Rasputin was pretty high as well.
I was gonna say you started with like Rasputin and
Well, I really, let's be real, I started with my pirate friend.
yeah, and that was also a high point.
That
Yeah.
was a high point. But you know what? I wanted to talk about Tycho because he had a fucking cool nose and a drunk elk.
He didn't have that. I thought his friend had that.
No, it was his drunk elk that his friend borrowed.
Ah, gotcha.
And he inspired a lot of stuff.
You don't have to defend yourself, man.
I'm defending Tycho.
Still sounds like a yappy dog name.
The lunar crater Tycho is named after him. There are some people who believe that the supernova he discovered is referenced by Shakespeare in Hamlet. There are some weirdos that think his whole fucking romance with the queen also inspired Hamlet, but like that's like, let's be real. No, it didn't. Denmark's just fucking cool.
It's all right. It's no Norway.
It's no Norway.
No Norway.
I'm talking about modern Norway or like back then Norway.
I'm talking church burning Norway.
See, no one wants to burn churches anymore. Stop burning churches. Stop that. Get some help.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you for telling all of the people. I guarantee you there's somebody out there that was thinking about burning a church and now listen to this and it's not going to do it anymore.
I'm glad. I'm glad I could help them. And
what
I'm
would
glad.
You tell them to do instead?
Write down your feelings. Express them.
Ah.
Maybe throw a rock into like some water. Get a big splash.
You'll feel just as good.
I feel good when I drop a big big rock into water. Get a big splash. I like that.
It sounds like you're referencing poop.
No, I'm not referencing poop.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
It's not. No, you just like pick up a big rock.
Have you just you make some big splashes, Franklin?
No, you get a big rock, like a literal rock. I can't believe it.
What can't you believe?
You coming in here, making my advice dirty.
She literally called you a poopy head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Where have you been?
Disgusting.
Thank you.
I think it's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
I think it is time to wrap up, but I'm upset now.
Why are you upset?
Because of you. What are you're over here. You're over here doing this stuff to me, calling me a poopy head.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's childish. It's beneath you, Amanda.
It's really not.
I expect better. I have a higher standard for your insults, okay?
Lower your standards of me, please.
I have high expectations of you, Amanda.
Please don't. I will never meet them.
You've put out some quality content on this show, and you're just gonna throw it all away.
What quality content have I put out?
What quality content?
Yeah.
That metal episode was pretty good.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Hannah had no idea what to post on Instagram for it.
That's why.
I'm sorry. I didn't. You're not incorrect.
That's why I sent you memes. I thought they would help you.
Oh, thanks.
Those
To
are
be
fun
fair,
memes.
I I had to go into the office when that episode dropped, so I did miss a day of posting something.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not that butthurt about it.
I put your beams up. We had the
I
no
saw-
context image.
That's fair. That's good.
I saw.
Then Frankie posted a bonus episode, so I had to promo that.
And I forgot to
I
tell
don't-
you about it.
Yeah. Now you have those dolphin memes.
Those are good. I saw those. Those are funny. But what are we doing next week? We're going back to Scooby-Doo. And it's not a movie. It's
What
once
is it?
again a TV show. It's a TV show that we've all, I think, been waiting for.
Is
It's
it a pup named
Amanda's
Scooby-Doo?
favorite.
It's Amanda's favorite. It is a pup named Scooby-Doo
Fuck yeah.
that premiered in 1988 and ran until 1991. Amanda will be reviewing the first ever episode of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, A
Yeah.
Bicycle Built for Boo. And Hannah will be reviewing the final episode, Mayhem of the Moving Mollusk. We're going to be talking about A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Are we excited? Are we hyped?
I'm so hype. You've no idea how ready I am. I'm singing the theme song in my head right now.
It's a catchy theme song.
It's so good.
You cannot sing it on the podcast. We will get copyrighted.
I'm gonna hum it.
Acceptable, I guess. But like not
We
the
can
whole
always
episode.
claim it's a something else.
And then I'm just really off key.
Yeah.
Yeah, be really off key. That'll work. Anyway, yes. So join us next week for our continuation of Scooby-Doo reviews, where we will be talking about a pup named Scooby-Doo, which let's be real here, guys. The last episode of a Scooby-Doo TV show for quite a while. It ended in 1991. We're not gonna have another Scooby-Doo show until 2002.
Oh wow.
We're like low key at the end of all the Scooby-Doo series.
Yeah, they
Like
stopped.
there's it's more films now than anything.
It is. We're hitting that point where we have 4 films. We have films and then the one-off things they did, like the Johnny Bravo crossover and the
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo project and Night of the Living Doo.
And to be fair, though, other than Johnny Bravo, those are mostly fan made.
I think Scooby-Doo project is an official thing.
Yeah,
Is
that
it?
was on Cartoon Network. Yeah.
Oh, that was official.
And
okay.
so is Night of the Living Doo.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought
They're-
those were fan made.
No, they're
No.
both
So they
official.
kind of just got like super popular.
They're
Okay.
both official Cartoon Network or like Hanna-Barbera, Warner Brothers.
I'm a fake fan, apparently. I'm sorry.
You are
It's-
fake.
But it feels weird though, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But Scooby-Doo, so to be fair, Scooby-Doo was at a darker period at that point. That's when
Yeah.
Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost had come out.
The live actions are on the horizon, which originally were adult films.
Yeah, very dark films. Yeah, so I think that is Scooby-Doo's stride though pretty soon.
When we get to the film after film after film.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the beginning, I think beginning at Zombie Island, you guys like Ghoul School, so I'll let you have that. But that run where it's Zombie Island through Cyber Chase,
Oh, Cyber Chase, so good.
Perfection.
what a run that is, though, right?
Oh,
I mean, those
so
are everyone's top 4.
Yeah, for good reason, and it's quite a run. So yeah, next week, final episode, like Scooby-Doo series for quite a while. Then we're gonna be hitting the movies pretty hard. So join us
What's
for
our
the
next
pup.
series? Our next series is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, right?
It's What's New Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, Where Are You was the original.
You know what I meant. It's the one with the
It is
Scooby-Doo.
our generation of
the
Scooby-Doo.
Simple Plan.
The fucking greatest theme song? Yeah, I know.
The Simple Plan theme song, yeah.
The theme song fucking rocks.
You will be hearing that theme song all over our Instagram when we get there.
So good. All right. So join us next week for A Pup Named Scooby-Doo reviews. Watch the 2 episodes that I named. Watch any episodes of that show. It's fucking good. I know we're not reviewing it right now, but that show fucking rocks.
Yeah.
You
I
have a
guarantee-
week to get on schedule with us.
I will say, I know myself going into this. I'm going to watch the first episode of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, and I'm going to like it so much that I'm going to watch the entire series.
Oh my
There's
God.
nothing wrong with that.
No, I just know that's what's gonna happen.
Are
Yeah,
you
that is.
saying sleepover at Amanda's, we watched the entirety of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo?
I don't know, Frankie. I don't think Frankie's ever slept over at my house.
I have.
It's been a while.
It's been since
College.
college,
Yeah.
first year of
It'll
law
be the
school,
first
maybe.
time at the new place.
College. It was college. It was since
Yeah.
college, yeah. Because we
Yeah.
went to Hershey.
Would you do a sleepover with me, Frankie?
Yeah, it depends on when. I mean, I have obligations, but if it was like a weekend that I didn't have anything planned, yeah, I would.
And you're in charge of it.
Okay, I just want you guys to know it's not going to be for this weekend.
I know. I don't. Frankie has harangue to watch.
Yeah, I say I'm being forced. I wanna watch Harangue. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
Amanda's
Frankie's like,
very upset about this.
yeah, he's like, I gotta know what happens. And this is painful for me because I go through K dramas so fast. So this is the slowest I've ever gone through a K drama.
This is good. I go through shows slow. I like to take my time, enjoy it, savor
No,
it.
no.
Just like I'm gonna savor the end of this episode. Let's take care of some business real fast. We are, as of recording, on YouTube and Spotify. Nowhere else. That's where you can find us. But maybe when this comes out, we'll be somewhere else. Who knows? If you're watching us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that little bell for notification whenever a new episode is uploaded from the regular show, the main show, the prime show every Wednesday, sometime early in the morning. Who knows what time it's actually going to be, but it's sometime early in the morning. And anytime a bonus episode goes up, which is usually the end of the month, that's what I aim for. But sometimes I get behind in editing. Yeah, I know. But if you're listening to us on Spotify, remember to follow the show and leave a review. That helps us out a lot. And answer the question on each episode of what you thought about the episode. It's different than a review. I know, it's weird. Please do it. It helps. Another thing that helps us out a lot, share the show with your friends, your family, your enemies. If you want to get people who you think would like the show, share it with them. If you want to give us hate listeners, that's fine. We just want the numbers. Listen to the show.
We just want numbers.
We just want numbers. A listen
If
is a
you work
listen.
in a cubicle, play our show out loud for your coworkers.
Yeah. And then they get hooked on it like a drug. And then they have to find it on their own and listen to it. That's how we want it. If you would like to send us an email asking us a question, leaving us a comment about an episode, leaving us ideas for an episode, I could always get an idea for a new freak of history that I haven't heard of. Send me them. That'd be fun. But if you'd like to do that, you can send us an email over at
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled HEAR.
if you would like to see some fun and great artwork done by Amanda. If you would like to see those dolphin memes
That are
done by
relevant
Hannah.
when we recorded this.
They're relevant when we recorded this, but maybe more dolphin memes will be posted. That seems like a
Probably
fun
not.
format. Probably not. But other memes that have been
Okay.
created
Yeah.
by Hannah.
More current memes.
More current memes. You can do so over on our Instagram page, which is
Nothing to see here pod.
that is all of the business taken care of. That is all of the episode taken care of. Remember to watch A Pup Named Scooby-Doo first and last episode to join us on our Scooby-Doo journey for next week's ep, and saying goodbye and good night.
Good night.
Yeah, make sure you guys pee.
Yeah, don't die because you didn't pee.
That's great advice.
Yeah, please pee.
Bye, everyone.
And poop. Go poop.
Bye.
Bye.